Hello, it is Sunday, October 27th, 2024. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Sunday crossword today, which means we're going to be solving a big themed grid with a name. This is entitled Working the Night Shift. I have no idea what that's about. I see one circled cell, I think, in there. So something is illustrated in the grid, or at least indicated in the grid in some way. And this entitled edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Kathleen Quinn, Quotidiophile, and, as always, the indomitable Shoalmaster, the incorrigible Sheeler Beeler, the indefinable Charlie Paget, and the indecipherable Ray Grant. Thank you so much to the 6 of them. They're benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, which means they generously support this channel by supporting it through that campaign and keeping it going day in, day out. For that, I'm very grateful. Thanks to those 6 and to everybody who supports the channel via Patreon. If you'd like to do so, you can head to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the description field link where you'll find the bonus videos available to patrons. And for benefactors like those I mentioned, the Let's Check the Crosses official mug. Thank you so much to them and to everybody who supports the channel in that way. Thanks as well if you subscribe on YouTube, which is a big help. You can also help out by liking and commenting on videos occasionally. And then there's that Daily Solve Discord chat server you can join, a nice friendly chat community linked in the description field. And with that all said, let's solve today's crossword, which has been constructed by Jeffrey Martinovic and Jeff Chen, who have constructed, respectively, about half a dozen puzzles and many, many more than that, well over 100 puzzles, I think more than 150 puzzles in the case of Jeff Chen, a very experienced constructor. And it was edited, once again, by Joel Faliano. So let's start solving, and let's figure what working the night shift is all about. Exams first administered in 1926. I don't know. I mean, oh, look at this. I just realized the grid. Oh, we have a circled black cell, or sort of, well, a black cell in a circular shape rather than a square. Interesting. That probably will mean something, but I obviously don't yet know what. But anyway, the first thing I wanted to note was that this puzzle is symmetrical about a vertical axis. So if you folded it in half along a line drawn vertically through the center, you'd see the same pattern in the cells. Usually it's radial, but sometimes for thematic reasons, we have different forms of symmetry. And today, this is what we have. Anyway, let's get back to it. I'm assuming this will be the SATs, just because those are sort of famous tests, standardized tests that are administered for university admission typically. So, but I don't actually know this as a fact. I'm just guessing. Let's see if the crosses work. Hits a rough patch, perhaps. Stumbles or snags or something like that. I don't know. Judge seen on a bench. Judge seen on a bench. Is it an umpire or something? A referee, that kind of thing? I'm not sure. I mean, obviously, well, it's not obvious, but I'm thinking it's probably not going to be a judge in a court of law because that seems too straightforward. I don't know why you'd need the scene on a bench to. I think it's going to be something else. Major ordeal, a trial. Okay, that could be right. And lip could be sass. You give someone lip or a bit of back talk. Okay. So jeweler's unit, right, here we go, carat. Do I think this is the one with the C or K? I can never quite remember which refers to which. I think one is purity and one is weight, and I can never remember quite which is which. Hits a rough patch, perhaps. I'm going to leave that blank because I'm not sure. Like Yeats, but not Keats, Irish. There we go. These are poets. So this looks like Aaron. Is there someone named Aaron Judge who is a, I don't know, baseball player or something? I don't know, but I think that's probably right, just because the double A seems like it would have to be. To complete some reps. To work out or to, what about this? SNL maybe? Yes, Joan Cusack and Robert Downey Jr. each spent one season on it for sure. It must be SNL, Saturday Night Live. Okay, so that's good. Hits a rough patch per se, perhaps. That's what I meant to say. Complete some reps. Is this not trial? Major ordeal? It must be. Oh, if this were a K, If caret were a K, this could be skids. You hit a rough patch on the road and you skid, maybe. Okay, so that could be it. So then what's this? Complete some reps. Do a set. Right, do a set of reps. There we go. So it is working out. It was that sense. Okay, so Jersey-born rock icon familiarly, the boss, Bruce Springsteen, famously from New Jersey, not from the island of Jersey. Certain court documents are briefs, yes. You hear about those being disseminated in court, for instance. Charlie's Angels and others. Charlie's Angels, I've never actually seen any form of Charlie's Angels, but I'm quite confident that it is a trio of the three women who are Charlie's Angels. Okay, stopover would be an inn, maybe? You stop over somewhere you stop over for the night. I'm not sure if that's right. Completing a cycle, like 84 down in this puzzle. And what does that say? It says this this puzzle's subject, right? Okay, working the night shift. I don't yet have a sense of what this puzzle's theme is. And I haven't yet had to deal with a circled cell, although I guess I would have if in were the answer. Battle Hymn of the Republic, for one. Something song? A war song, maybe? Nintendo antagonist in purple overalls. Right, that could be war song, because this could be Wario, who is this sort of dastardly counterpart to Mario. So does that work? Let's see. Marked. Not sure. What about this? Decorate. Adorn. You decorate something, you adorn it. Impressively tough in slang. Badass, I suppose. That looks right. And then cry loudly to bawl. If you cry, you weep loudly. Oops. You cry loudly, you weep loudly, you bawl. Nickname for a 2000s Yankee slugger, A-Rod. I definitely recognize this from encountering it a number of times, who I think is Alex Rodriguez. And marked, traded? No. Marked. Graded. You graded a paper in school or an exam or something. You graded it, you marked it. There we go. You evaluated it. AP, Reuters, EG. Those are wire agencies. Do we take a turn or something? No. Right. Okay. I'm not sure what this wire. Oh, maybe they're just wires. They're news wires. Okay. I was trying to find a way to fit a longer phrase in here, but no, I don't think that's the case. I think these are just news wire organizations. So maybe we just call them wires. I don't think I've ever heard them referred to as simply wires before, but that must be valid. Feature of James Earl Jones's voice. Right. The circle could be anything. So I don't necessarily even know how many letters I'm working with here. What about this? Sherlock Holmes, e.g. A Londoner did live here in London, and his fictional address has been made real, actually, and now there's a Sherlock Holmes museum there. So could this be Londoner? Feature of James Earl Jones' voice. Sonority? It's James Earl Jones, who sadly recently passed away, had a very sonorous voice. Yeah, that looks right. Okay, so on. Oh, wait a second. But this isn't, I don't have anything here that, maybe this isn't war song, war something else? Stopover. What about this? Big name in experimental music. Eno, Brian Eno. Gender neutral possessive, ones, you say. This is one's house. Sorry, there's a beeping in the background. I'm going to pause the video and go and investigate what that is, so it doesn't do this the entire rest of the video. I don't even know if you can hear it, but I can. Okay, sorry about that. An error with an appliance needed to be investigated. Right. So anyway, what were we doing? I think we just solved ones. So here we have mob enforcer. Oh, right. I remember now. I was looking at these circles and trying to figure out what I think is going on. So do I think Londoners, right? That seems reasonable. And this is what I was looking at. Sorry, it's been several minutes. I can't quite recall what I was thinking at the moment. So do I think this is war song? Do I think it matters that it doesn't match this? I don't know. Let's see if I can solve any of these. Stop over. Well, yeah, that worked with the two N's. Vessel for an omelet. An egg something? An egg. Now that would work with N. Okay, so this must be it. Okay, so I don't quite know what's going on there. Completing a cycle. Like, oh, right. Going something. Delay. I don't know. And letters outfit. Something suit? A snowsuit, maybe? In the red. If you're in the red, you're owing money. So there we go. Delay is something off, a time, delay, to hold off, to, I think this is probably off. Going full something, going full property unit. A lot of land. Borrower's note could be an IOU if you owe someone money. Color named for a famed prep school. Is it Eton something? This is definitely the official, this is absolutely the official preparatory school of the New York Times crossword is Eton, outside of London, which is maybe this is Eton Blue. It sounds like it would be. Color named for a famous prep school. Okay, let's try it. It seems like it's correct. Roman numeral that anagrams to part of the eye. That anagrams to part of the eye. How can I not think what this is? That anagrams to part of the eye. What is this? It's not iris. It's... I can't think of any three-letter parts of the eye. Iris, uvea, I don't know, cornea. I can't. That's very frustrating. Okay, we'll keep going. View from Saint Moritz, the Alps. I guess that's an alpine town. I think it's sort of ski resort. Constellation in the sunny sky. Oh, no, that's a southern sky. I was thinking, how could you see a constellation if the sky is sunny? It's because it doesn't say that at all. That was strange. Blank, well, we have read or Rawls, so Lou read or Lou Rawls, certainly. Okay, so there we go. And delay, I don't know. Complete journey or what 84 down makes in this puzzle. Not sure yet. Aids in car buying. Not sure about that either. Delay. All right, this is the Roman numeral. What about this? Oh, so regrettable. What about this one? In which 1 + 1 = 10. Oh, binary code, I suppose. Yeah. Okay. Or, binary numerical system in which you only use the digits 0 and 1. Okay. So really, this is still saying 1 + 1 = 2. It's just that the way you'd write 2 in binary would be 1, 0, because it's a base 2 system. Oh, so regrettable. Tragic. There, that's it. Okay, and then I thought you were my friend. Et tu, you might say in Shakespearean style, as you turn on a betrayer. What's mined in a stannery? It must be tin. And then big name in shipping, UPS maybe, which I think is United Parcel Service. Complete journey, round trip is a complete journey. There we go. Okay. Or what 84 down makes in this puzzle. So someone or something makes a round trip in this puzzle. Oh, maybe it's I hadn't realized this until just now, but I was thinking a moment ago about this circular black cell and wondering what it's about. And I only just now, after round trip, realized that it is actually part of a pattern of what you could call, I guess, a round trip. If this circular cell is indeed the thing that makes the round trip, which it could well be because it's obviously special in some way in this grid, that could be what's going on. Let's see if we can finish this bit off here. Aids in car buying, something, auto loans. There we go. Okay, you might take out a loan to buy a car. So here we have constellation in the southern sky, Ara. I don't think I know that one, but that must be the answer. We have Lou there. We had that. Oh, to delay is to put off. There we go. That's it. Couldn't think of it earlier. Oh, The part of the eye is the lid. I was thinking part of the eyeball, but of course, if you think of your total eye, yeah, you would think of the lid as part of it. So there we go. It's an important part of the eye. And then DLI there would be, what is that? 551, I guess. Anyway, so color name, right? We saw that. Okay, good. So we're all set there. Oh, going full circle, completing a cycle. There we go. And that makes sense once again, because we do have a circle. We've sort of traced a circle, or we could trace a circle around these dots in the grid. Okay, so diminuendo al blank, fade to nothingness on a score. Oof, I should know this, but I don't. I mean, obviously starting with NI does certainly seem like nothing, like nihilo, for instance, but okay, what about this? Slot machine lever could be its arm. There we go. Okay, so what is going on with these? What is going on with these circles? Oh, is it the moon? Is it the moon? Sorry, this was probably late to be realizing this. Are we going to be sort of spelling out? No, I see what we're going to. I was thinking we're going to spell out moon. We're not. We're going to be illustrating the phases of the moon, probably. So this will be the full moon down here, I bet. And then this is what do you call that? A new moon, I guess. And then it starts to, then it becomes a sort of crescent moon, and then a half. This would be a crescent moon. These would be half moons. So this one will be MO because it's kind of growing. The moon is sort of growing, I suspect. And then this one may be MOO. And then this one, MOON. And I'll explain what I'm doing in a moment. I realized I never did over here. I should have done. And then now it'll decrease from the other side. So it'll sort of wane. So now we have OON, and then that goes down to just ON, and then N, and then we start over. Ah, that's very clever. Okay, good. So anyway, what I've been doing, and I should have explained it when I put on in over in Londoner, I've been using the rebus function in the puzzle. So if you enable the rebus function, you can type many letters into one single cell. Never that many, as far as I'm aware, but any number you like. And oops, sorry about that. You might ask how you know whether you're meant to do that, and the answer is you just need to infer it from what's going on. So here it was because, in my case, I stumbled upon it because this clue seemed like it really needed to be Londoner based on what we already had in the grid, and Sherlock Holmes famously being based in London, it just seemed like it had to be the case, and that was one way we could make it fit. So you sort of need to find something that eventually forces it or makes it necessary. And in this case, I think it's to create this round trip for the moon. Oh, right. And then, so what is this one then? This puzzle's subject. Oh, is this new moon then? Would that work with W here? However, no. However you do, no, I don't know. This puzzle, oh, maybe it's just the moon. The moon, right. That's probably it. So however, I'm still not, oh, yet. Yeah, you could say, however, this does look like the moon. Yet, it does. Okay, so there we go. Company whose name ends in an exclamation point would be the internet company Yahoo. I wonder what they still do. I think Yahoo Japan might be an important company still. Crime novelist Josephine. I'm not sure offhand. Millimeter wide photo used for conveying secret messages. Millimeter wide photo? Micro something? I don't think I'm familiar with this. Millimeter wide photo. Wow. Micro dot? I don't know what this is. Mob enforcer. Oh, and there's an oon down there. So this is a hired goon. There we go. Okay. That's it. So is it a micro dot? Insignificant amount. Yes, a sou. If you say not a single sou, you mean not anything at all, not even this insignificant amount. So millimeter wide photo used for conveying secret messages. Micro dot. Crime novelist Josephine. I don't recognize that still. This probably is microdot, but I just don't know the phrase, so I'm reluctant to put it in just yet. Late night sub, say. Like a late night submarine sandwich or late night subscription? Not quite sure what we're looking for here exactly. Late night sub. I don't know. When I was thinking it was a sandwich, I was thinking of sort of like guilty snack or guilty pleasure or something, because guilty would fit in here, but I don't know what the rest of it would be. Okay, we'll keep going. Green light, say yes to. You say yes to something, you green light it. So what is this? I don't know. That's disconcerting because I don't. So this must be a T. I don't know. I'm going to leave it for now still. Places for grilling. Hot stones or hot places, plural. Hot. Don't know why I can't think of what that is. Actually, you know what? Let's fill out this middle bit because it's glaring at me. Crocheting template, a pattern. You might crochet something according to a pattern, and then symptom of an allergic reaction, a rise or a rash. There we go. That'll be what it is. Montreal hockey player to fans. Oh, are these the Habs? Les Habitants, I think, is who they are. Let's see if that works. Vessel for an omelet, an egg. Oh, an egg pan. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, great, fine. And then skilled is able. If you're skilled, you're able. Hudson Bay or the Caspian Sea, presumably. Something sea. Oh, inland sea. I see. That's what it is. Yes. So, very, very large lakes, I guess, in a way. That hits the spot. Or I guess not, because presumably they're saltwater. Anyway, I'm not actually sure. Should probably know that. That hits the spot. You might say. Gun lobby organization is in the US, the NRA, the National Rifle Association. Apt central entry for this puzzle. Earth. Oh, this is right? You never know with things like and ooh and oh whether we're going to double the vowel or the consonant element. And in this case, it's the vowel we can see. My preferred method is the other way around, people differ on this, and I'm not saying that I have any sort of science behind mine. I always think of with extra H's as being the relaxing version, whereas with multiple A's being the kind of startled scream. So this is the opposite to how I typically interpret it, but that's not, I'm not claiming there's a correct rubric there. Anyway, apt central entry for this puzzle is Earth. There we go, because, of course, the moon orbits around Earth, as it does, illustrated very appropriately in this puzzle. Very good. Some NFL linemen in brief. DTs, is that defensive tackles, maybe? That sounds plausible. If one possesses something, one has it. And then diminuendo al niente, maybe? Like many verification codes. Email, yes, you could get an emailed verification code to sign into something. And then check scanner for short. Oh, an ATM, right. So you might go to an ATM, a cash point, and deposit a check, and it would scan the check in. Okay, so that all looks fine. Add milk to a customer's coffee in diner lingo. Oh, make it moo? I've never heard that, but it must be because you're referring to milk coming from cows. So there we go. That must be right. That's a new one on me. The Lone Ranger to Tonto. Oh, Kimosabi. This is another thing that, like Charlie's Angels, I've never seen or read any form of the Lone Ranger, but I'm, aware of this sort of trope in general and the characters in the broadest strokes, and so this is familiar. Okay, a CPR expert would be an emergency medical technician, cardiopulmonary resuscitation expert, and then office message would be a memo distributed through an office. Blank Robinson, Simon and Garfunkel hit, that's Mrs. Robinson, famously used in the great film The Graduate. And pants informally are breeches. Yeah, okay. Which I almost exclusively hear as part of the phrase too big for your britches. I rarely, if ever, hear britches being used on its own, but I suspect that it's regional and sort of era specific. Gave a big kiss, smooched. There we go. Good. This is all working out. I'm pleased about this theme. I think it's very nice. It's very well illustrated. Europe's highest volcano. How do I not know this? Europe's highest volcano. It's probably up in Scandinavia or something. Let's see. What about this? First name on the Supreme Court, Elena Kagan, the U.S. Supreme Court Justice. Life-saving device for short. A defibrillator machine, defibrillator machine, or defib. That's right. Sometimes see them posted in public places. Fork part. Forks have tines. And release. To release, a flat or an apartment would be to, to sublet it. Yes, okay. So there we go. You're not the owner. You're renting it, but then you're in turn subletting it to somebody else. Okay. Their dorsal fins can reach 6 feet in height. Orcas. Wow. I don't think I realized that they were that enormous, or could be anyway. Due to do delivery. What does that mean? Due to do. Does it mean like a hairdo, or does it mean a party, like a hen do or something, or a stag do? Does it mean, I don't know. What is that? Charlie's Angels actress. Oh, Lucy Liu was in, I do remember when this came out, and Lucy Liu was in it, was in the sort of film reboot or remake or whatever you'd call it. Woodworker's spinner, a lathe. There we go. Remove from packaging would be to unbox something. Do people still love these? I remember there was a funny period of time where people were really into unboxing things on YouTube. Wish list item. A gift, a wish list item, I'm not sure. Time up. And act rudely. To act rudely in a crowd would be to shout, maybe? Could be. Or no, shove, to shove someone. That would be very rude in a crowd. Okay. Did some spelling, question mark. Texted or did some spelling. Load of laundry. You did a wash. It was, in fact, the laundry machine that was beeping at me before, and I had to figure out why. Wish list item, a want. It's just something you want, as simple as that. Oh, I didn't think of this meaning of do. In this case, it's do, as in do, a deer, a female deer, etc. The notes from the solfege musical notation system. So it's an octave. If you go from do all the way up to the next do, that's a full octave. All of the notes have been sort of covered exactly once. Did some spelling. Oh, I see. If you cast a spell on someone, like a witch or a wizard might do, you hexed them. And then time up would, oh, I see. You're at bat, you're up, you're batting in baseball. It's your time up. Okay, good. So what about this? Elbows? No, I forgot it was the volcano thing. APR lowering option would be a, it's L, it's L meaning the. There we go. Sorry. Okay, so it was on the wrong track here entirely. But anyway, sorry, I didn't finish reading this. The APR lowering option is a refi or refinance. So actually maybe with your, what was it, an auto loan we had somewhere else, maybe you're refinancing that. And then hair lightening brand, Sun In, maybe? I've never heard of that. But it sounds like, put the sun into your hair by lightening it. You could imagine that being a kind of marketing line. So I think this must be right. El Bruce, that must be the case. I wish I knew it. I wish I were more familiar with this, but I think that must be the answer. Okay, well, we can move on from that. So now we just have the bottom of the grid remaining. Here we have sound from beneath a sheet. Oh, boo, someone dressed up as a ghost, maybe. And then, guest host, late night subs. Oh, I see. It's a guest on a late night talk show. I had absolutely was not thinking in that way at all. So there we go. That's what that is. And then crime novelist Josephine. Yeah, I'm not sure about that either. Cookies made with ground almond or coconut. Cookies made with ground almond or coconut. I'm not sure. Highly agitated. You're in a state, maybe? No, in a lather. That could be. If you're sort of worked up, you're in a lather. That could be the case. Let's look at the crosses. Roofed porch. Oh, a lanai is a roofed porch. You sort of hear that, people in beach areas, or particularly in places like Hawaii. I think it's a Hawaiian word. Ain't that the tooth? A cavity? Because it isn't the tooth? I don't know. I can't tell if that's being used in a sort of doubly punny way. Weary cry. Oh, right. So here we have our un over there. So what is that? Weary cry. Something soon? Cry of frustration. No. Ba? No, I don't know. Celebrity chef Hussein, who won the Great British Bake Off. Right. Nadia. Oh, in a lather is wrong. I remember this season of this show. Nadia Hussein. She was great. Okay, so there we go. I think she has cookbooks and things now. Okay, cry of frustration. Ga, maybe? I don't know. Ain't that the tooth? Yeah, I guess it is cavity. Okay, I think that's what that is. So I think I was on the right track with how I was interpreting. Oh, no, it isn't. No, sorry. It's canine, which is actually a tooth. I was trying to think, is it a sort of double pun where you're saying, ain't that the tooth, as in ain't that the truth, but you're referring to a tooth. But then I was trying to go further and saying, well, a cavity is technically a sort of absence of tooth. But no, I was overthinking it. It's a canine, which is obviously a kind of tooth. Okay, so weary cry. I can't. Oh, I can't go on. That last word involves that last cell involves two words. I can't go on. There we go. Great. So cookies. Oh, macaroons. Not macaron, but macaroons. The sort of similarly named, but as far as I can tell, entirely different cookies. So there we go. Highly agitated in a something. Ireland, poetically. Erin. There we go. That's a poetic name for Ireland. And highly agitated is in a. I still don't know. Gives a lot of attention with, dotes on. You often see, grandparents being referred to as doting on their grandchildren. Nearly succeeded, but there's a catch. Oh, like in a game, in a sport, line down or something. I don't know. What have we here? Wow, no. Ooh, could be ooh. Highly agitated. Oh, in a dither. Yes, you're in a bit of a dither. That's a similar phrase. Okay, but there we go. It means to just be kind of worked up. All right. So, Blank Affaire de Femme, 1988 French classic. I mean, it looks like a matter of women is what that would be. I'm not familiar with this, actually. I don't know if it's a book or a film or what, but clearly the answer would be for the feminine indefinite article. And then lined out? No, I must have something wrong here. I don't quite get this. Company that introduced Dungeons and Dragons, the TSR. I don't think I know what that stands for, but that's the company that was associated with Dungeons and Dragons and then was acquired at some point. Lined out. Nearly succeeded, but there's a catch. I mean, this could just be. It could just be a phrase that I don't know. It's probably perfectly normal and obvious. Maybe an NFL related term, but I'm very confident in the crosses, so I'm going to have to leave it and move on. Okay, so here we have cry of frustration. It does look like ga now. Newlyweds booking a honeymoon or honeymoon something. Honeymoon suite, honeymoon hotel, probably honeymoon suite in a hotel. I think that's probably right. Places for grilling are hot seats. Oh, I see. Yes, you're in the hot seat. You're being grilled. You're being asked difficult questions. That's right. Ballpark figure, an estimate or honeymoon. Maybe this isn't sweet. Ballpark figure. Okay, maybe that's wrong. Cry in a laser tag arena. I'm hit, maybe? Or got ya or something? I don't know. Supermodel with a palindromic name. Oh, this doesn't look right, does it? Because palindromic would mean M goes here and E goes here. I mean, that could be. I don't recognize that name, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. So maybe. But with got ya doesn't work either because making this palindromic would then be this. That looks even worse. Okay, so I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe it is Emmy or Emma. Spanish, I love you. Te amo. Newlyweds booking. You follow. See? Steak option in northern Canada. Oh, moose something. Moose meat? Skywalker portrayer. Mark Hamill famously played Luke Skywalker in Star Wars. Garfield's predecessor. This will be President James Garfield. Hayes? Rutherford Hayes? Guesstimate. Eyeball it? And guesstimate could be a verb. You could say, oh no, then you say guesstimate it if it was eyeball it. Okay, I'm not sure if that's right. It's probably something like that. What about this? Oh, moose meat. Yeah, it is moose meat. Okay. Elite naval groups, SEAL teams, kind of special forces groups, fit to serve in a way. Edible, right. Food is edible. It's fit to serve. Okay. Horned antelope of southern Africa. Not sure. Behind. If you're behind, you're late. But it's got to be eyeball something. Blank Johnson Sirleaf, Africa's first elected female head of state. Oh, Ellen. Yes, I do recognize this figure. Okay, so what about this? Horned Steen. Do I know this or not? I can't quite tell. Every member of the CIA's canine unit. We have different meaning of canine here. So every member of the CIA's canine unit. I don't know. They're dogs. I'm not sure. I assume that's what it's referring to. Guesstimate. Eyeball. I don't know what this is all about. Textures as I see it. IMO, in my opinion. Maybe it is eyeball it. Chiding sound. Yeah, I guess it is, because the tisk sound is how you might chide someone. And Steenbok. That would make sense, because Bok, like Reebok, is also a similar animal. So, a Labrador. Oh, I see. Okay. Wasn't thinking about sort of breeds of dogs. There we go. So every member of the CIA's canine unit is apparently a Labrador. I didn't know that. Nonsense. In fact, I don't even know that I knew that the CIA specifically had a canine unit, but there we have it. Nonsense word in a playground rhyme. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. That seems likely. The kind of rhyme you use to pick somebody. Let's do it. I'm in. Polite term of address. Sir would be a polite term of address. Margaret Thatcher, e.g., was a Tory, a Conservative member of Parliament and Prime Minister here in the UK. Cry in a laser tag arena. It does look like I'm hit, doesn't it? So if that's true, and if hot seats is true, which maybe it isn't, the supermodel with a palindromic name would need to be Emmy or Emma. So let's see. Spanish. Right. I said this and I didn't put it in Te Amo. There we go. Newlyweds booking. It is honeymoon suite. Okay. Why did I take all these things out? I think because I wasn't sure about this supermodel name. You follow C? Yeah, that's correct. That's what I wanted that to be as well. Ballpark figure. Oh, it's not an estimate. It's an it's an umpire. There we go. So in baseball. Okay. They'll grow out of that. Or a description of 8 squares in this puzzle. Oh, it's just a phase. Right, there we go. And each of these 8 cells is a phase of the moon. There we go. Very good. Okay, very, very conscientiously, thoroughly themed grid. I like that. Bird that's incapable of walking backwards. An emu, I guess. I didn't know that. Emu. AFC East player. This is the NFL, I think? Oh, the New York Jets. So an individual player would be a New York Jet. And then Elizabeth of WandaVision. Elizabeth Olsen, right. I didn't see this, but I do remember seeing ads for it. It is Elizabeth Olsen. It can be quite sappy. A tree sap. Fair enough. Jedi foe, the Sith, the enemies of the Jedi in Star Wars. Prefix with glyceride, triglyceride. Looks right as a chemical term. Means of getting unstuck would be a hint. Means of getting unstuck from a crossword. There we go, which I sometimes feel like could use when I'm solving those boss words puzzles for the Patreon. Anyway, half of an exchange, tit for tat, maybe? And then gentle attention getter is a... What is it? Gentle attention get tap on one's shoulder. Oh, right. I said tit. I said tit for tat and just put in tit as though that's obvious, but no, it's not. It's tat, which is the other half. I shouldn't have assumed. There was no reason to. So the gentle attention getter is a tap on someone's shoulder, maybe. And then black ops. There we go. Okay, so sort of covert operations in a military context. And oh no, did I not finish the puzzle? Wait, what's wrong? Oh, I didn't finish this. Is it Tay? It is. Good. I was worried for a moment there that I was going to need to do something else with the theme, but I didn't have any ideas as to what. I completely forgot that I left this open. So the millimeter wide photo used for conveying secret messages is a microdot, and the crime novelist Josephine is a Tay. Microdot is a funny phrase to me because dot on its own already implies the microbit. Like a dot, I already think of as sort of being the smallest version of the kind of mark you could make. But anyway, there we go. Microdot. And crime novelist Josephine Tay. And that was the puzzle featuring the moon, which we had very efficiently clued here as both the subject of the puzzle, but also part of the theme by way of the full moon being contained within a circled rebus cell. So we start here with the new moon, and then we go to the various phases as we go M, MO, MOO, and moon, and then un, on, n, and back. And the whole cycle repeats. It makes a round trip endlessly, going full circle. Were there any other thematic Oh, right. And then, of course, oh, right. I forgot how well done this is. So here we have the app central entry for the puzzle is Earth, right in the middle of all this. That's where we are witnessing it. And there we go. That was working the night shift. Completely forgot to consider the potential relevance of the title throughout the solve, but that's okay. We found the answer anyway. All about the moon, and that's that. I will be back tomorrow with the shorter, simpler Monday crossword, so do join me then. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Sunday. Take care.